Hello everybody and welcome to Jet TV. We are back on my Dark Elves campaign today, and we are dealing with our little high elf incursion at the moment. Now we've had some fairly tough battles going on recently, but we have been pushing them back. Unfortunately, I've lost Venom Glade to the Cult of Pleasure, which is a major hit, because that's going to make this area a real pain to keep hold of, and here painful to keep hold of, because these guys are corruption spreaders. So it's going to push corruption through this area whether I like it or not, which is going to cause a lot of issues for me, which does mean I'm potentially going to have to actually go to war with them after this, after I've dealt with this, to try and push them out of my territories, which is not what I really wanted to be doing. Right, we do have a little bit of recruitment I can throw out here because I've got a little bit of money. Let's get myself a couple of those guys, and let's run an end turn. We are getting my armies in position now, so we can start pushing them back into the sea. Unfortunately, I've lost a bit too much territory here. I said I'm really annoyed about losing that territory to the Cult of Pleasure, because if they weren't corruption spreaders, I wouldn't be so bothered. But the fact they're a corruption spreader is going to make keeping that region really hard. However, if I'm lucky, they'll take Venom Glade back. Why did they not take it? So they just sacked Venom Glade rather than taking it back. However, I might just sit here and hold back for a bit, because if they can take Venom Glade, then I can walk back into it afterwards, which wouldn't be such a bad thing. I do apologise, guys. I do still keep muting because I am still coughing quite a bit at the moment. So these guys do have some quite nice armies, but they have got a substantial amount more levelling than me at the moment. Sorry, I need to mute. Sorry about that, guys. And obviously Cult of Pleasure are still under pressure from everywhere, so I'm still holding out hopes that at some point I can get a confederation with them. I messed up. I should have got a confederation from that other faction. I just wasn't paying attention, so I missed my opportunity. I was actually paying more attention to Cult of Pleasure, because Cult of Pleasure were getting hammered more than that other faction. So why they confederated with each other that way is a little annoying anyway. But you know, we never know. We might still be able to get Cult of Pleasure to confederate with us. Now, these guys have got quite a lot of armies here, but we are what level is she? She is level 11, so we are bringing this army down here just to put it into this settlement. Sorry, we're doing that the wrong way. I want to put these guys into her army. And he is being disbanded. And she can go into this place, or however you pronounce it. Do I actually have any buildings which reduce corruption in my area? Someplace, yes, these. So I probably want to start pushing up this in my main settlement actually then, to try and push down the corruption. Potentially even get low level ones of it here to really try to counter this actually then. 4,800, so I can't quite afford it. However, we've got this second army up here which I'm building as well at the moment. So right, let's hold off for a moment. As I said, I'm going to try to start pushing that here now as well, to try and counter the corruption. It's going to be a major effort to keep trying to counter this corruption here. Right now I'm going to leave this guy alone, though some of these are very good. No, right now we are holding our position because these guys are quite powerful. If I can maintain these, there is every possibility Venom Glade will get hit, which gives me an opportunity to take it back. Okay, so let's end turn again. So we're playing a little nasty here. We're playing a little nasty and tactical. We're not going on the offensive because we want the High Elves to take Venom Glade. Which is probably not the nicest way for me to play. I'm letting my ally take damage. I'm hoping my ally takes damage, but at the same time, you know, I can't afford to leave Venom Glade in Marafi's hands. It will make it very difficult to keep. Now, I'm going to have to put a lot of effort into that territory to stop the chaos creep anyway. So, let alone if I don't have a region, if I don't, you know, if they hold one of the cities. I'm actually really annoyed that they didn't take it last turn, because I'd probably have been able to push back into it if they'd done that. Okay, let's see what goes on. So, the New World colonies are being quite aggressive against Marathi as well. So Marathi is besieged from all sides. So I'm still hoping that I can actually get a confederation with her at some point. I mean, worst comes to worst, I will try to fend off for corruption there, because I can probably put enough stuff in to do it, and then go to war up top with the Orks to consolidate my power there. And it does give me a bit of the buffer. It's just that I would prefer not to have done it. Oh, wow. I think...
Yes, more power.
They just went to war with me. No. They just went to war with me. Okay. Well, that is annoying.
Black-hearted dreadlord.
Druki Savage.
That does make things more interesting. Right, so we're going to pop this to get the Untainted, and we can start pushing this up this tree elsewhere as well, because that should hopefully mean that my my Untainted will start beating out the chaos corruption, which should help maintain order in this region. Right, I need to double time an army back up north then, after doing all of that. And then we can start some campaigning against these horrible Orks who betrayed me.
Master of cruelty.
You can hang around here for the moment. Let's have a look what else we can get. That is quite useful though. You can get yourself into a very good raiding faction. I want to push down the red tree a bit actually, because this really does give me a lot of extra buffs. You can kind of move centrally here, where you can support both ways. Oh, in fact, you can head towards there.
With haste, sail, damn you!
Okay, so we've got a bit of extra campaign movement for all of my people.
You obey me.
And what level is this one? So soon we will actually be able to get Malekith back. In fact, I already can. So let's get Malekith back, which really does buff up this army. He's going to get this, so we're going to combine from this into that to make sure we've got the best possible setup we can, and then we're going to go. We are going to go hitting some Orks. That I might even keep both armies and push them forwards together. Together here to really help things. I don't necessarily need that. Right, so we need to start doing a tech. What do I need for this one? I need a level 5 Black Arc. Oh wow, these are all done by Black Arc, leveling up Black Arcs, which is quite cool. I don't really use harpies. That is actually very useful, having the extra speed. The extra income. Extra income is always good. I'm going to pop this one because I'm going to be going to war. I'm going to be getting involved in battles up north, certainly. And what I want to do, as I said, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep trying to push out the Untainted, because by that way I can protect my territory. because this is kind of my bastion against Marafi's lands now, where I'm going to really start struggling. So I have to fight off that corruption, otherwise it's going to really start kicking into my lands. I'm going to leave Hotek's column then, and that's going to give me a defensive barrier, which is from Marafi, to help defend me against those against the machinations of the High Elves and all of these southern factions, until I'm in a situation where I can afford to push back, or I can afford to force Marafi into. I want to get into a position where I can go on a lightning wall with Marafi to force her to join me if she won't confederate with me. Ideally, I'd like to get her to confederate with me, but that's probably going to be a hard one. And even if I do, maintaining her territory, because of the chaos, corruption she spreads, it'll be very hard to maintain the territories after she spreads it, because suddenly I lose all the bonuses from that. So they'll become very painful very quickly. Okay, so it's back on my turn. I don't care about not eliminating Tyrion.
Vicious warrior. Going now. Favored of the Witch King.
In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this army up.
Dreadlord.
I'm going to move this one back here to help defend.
I command you now.
My public order is getting decent here. Here does still have issues. I want to save up a bit of money, though we've got good income. I'm not so bothered about that. As I said, it really is that untainted I want to be pushing out as much as I can. So we have -5, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that really will help. And then if I can push the untainted down, once this completes, it's going to be a close thing. So, oh, that's corruption. That does. Does it also affect? So corruption is actually quite high. I'm never quite sure how this works. So let's have a look. So so corruption taxes. So oh yeah, that's corruption. I'm getting confused by old games corruption and new games corruption. So yeah, so this generally reduces corruption, and this generally increases it. So how does that work? So chaos corruption is increasing. I'll have to have a bit of a dig and work out how exactly all of this works in this, because I'm not 100% sure at the moment. Right. And Black Ark is ready. Okay, so soon we're going to be able to start going to a war with all of these horrible orcs up here and taking back this territory. And this is all Dark Elf territory I am taking back. Now what's good about this is they've actually now cleared out a lot of the corruption for me. So I should be able to really smash those orcs and get the territories back without too many negatives for doing it. And they'll also have leveled up all those settlements a bit for me, so long as I, inevitably I'm going to want to do some chopping and changing of what's in them, but it should really help get me back sorted out. I do still have that high elf settlement in the middle of me here, but I'm not so worried about that just at the moment. Okay, so just waiting for it to get round to my turn again. And let's see what goes on. Soon we're going to be back at a nice war. We'll see what happens down here. If I start losing this territory, there's not a whole much I can do about it, unfortunately. Okay, an ally mobilises against a settlement. Okay, congratulations, Cult of Pleasure.
I speak
You're
for the
not being
Druid.
useful.
What is it you desire?
Some point I'll persuade them to confederate with me.
The strong rule here.
What else can I get? Oh, that's good. That's extra income. Obviously, we've already got the walls. Obviously, I've got the slave growth. We've got this one too. We'll take the extra income. Because it's another tradable resource as well, which is always good for me.
Dreadlord, awaiting command. Hoist the colours!
Okay. Now let's start our attack. Let's
Denied. What lies ahead?
sort this army. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, wrong way. So that's 6, 6. We've got a lot of pole arms. We've got 6 of these. We've got one of those. We've got some cav. You know what? I'm going to leave it like that for the moment. Simply while I'm leaving one in there. I know what I want in that one. I either want a bit more cavalry or I want a war hydra. But for the moment that can stay.
Moving back.
I'm going to continue the siege for now, simply because I'm moving her in range before I hit it, so that I can make it even more easy. So very easy auto there. And let's occupy this place. Wow, they've got nothing built here. That's interesting. Okay. I'm not necessarily so fussed about the wall there. My public order is good. Let's chuck out some extra income buildings.
I have brought them ruin!
Now here definitely wants a wall. And we'll move on Grand next turn. Okay, so she's leveled up again. Now we're going to go down this one. So Black Ark Corsairs, however, some of these are also good because we got to start... Oh no, where is it? Which one includes Executioners? So this one is also one I want to go down with. Go down a long run. But we'll put some in there. Let's have a look at him. So we probably also want to push down this row long run as well, because that's Executioners and Blackguard as well, which is extra melee attack. Though for the moment he's going to focus on his main... Oh, have we actually got the extra thing up here? No, it's not quite finished yet, so I'm actually going to leave it. I want to save the money. Oh, I will do it, because it will help me up my income long run. And this one can go into... Oh, we're saving for that. Okay. So another nice easy end turn. We're waiting for the High Elves to get their butts kicked, and then we are going to start moving on. Now, we are beginning to have chaos corruption issues down here, which could become an issue, and probably means I'm going to need to build walls in my other settlement as well, because at some point I'm probably going to end up having to run around trying to deal with chaos armies. The High Elves are pulling out. The other thing I do want to start doing is I do want to start levelling up my Black Ark, because as you saw there, it actually helps me unlock higher level technologies as well, which is probably something I want to start getting to at the moment. So, which also means I want to keep a Black Ark very defended as well. While I want to use them to push out into the world, keeping them in a good defensive position as well is potentially very useful. But no, I've not even seen any of those Orc armies yet. You know, I've said it now, they're going to charge at me in one mass, but They were silly to go with war with me then, because actually I'm probably in a better position to be going to war with them now than before. So Malekith has gained a level, apparently. Oh, it was just one of these levels.
Witch King,
Let's march on.
crush the weak.
Ooh, we can't quite get there this turn, but that's fine. Okay, so we've brought that chaos corruption into order by building that building, and we should be able to start pushing that down again next turn. Let's just scout. I don't actually want to attack it, I just want to see what's in it. Okay.
Lord of the Black Court.
Let's move him up so he's in range of my guys.
Bids you welcome.
I want to save up for both of these ideally long run, but for now I'm going to chill. This one is huge. You can see that's a Lord recruitment, lots of extra public order Visperors, public order faction wide, extra tax faction ride, so, and a local recruitment capacity is much better. However, leveling this guy up is an important one at the moment. Okay, let's end turn. Okay, so I'm in a good position at the moment. I'm pushing. I've got that region under control, though I don't know how Morathi works, whether as she levels up her building she'll start spreading corruption more, so I'm going to want to really keep an eye on that region. It is my bastion against Morathi's corruption, because that's going to be spreading from all sorts of places. I do obviously want to keep an eye on these High Elves as well, because they are still marauding through the territory down here. However, here's got a really good garrison, and I've obviously got a garrison here, so I'm relatively secure. If they do try and sneak past, they'll be going behind me, so I can potentially cut them off that way. I'm a bit surprised those Orks joined. I'm not sure. I'll have to look who they're allied with, because they joined somebody to go to war with me. I mean, the Elves might have paid them off, but if they have, I should probably thank them, because that's only actually going to make me more powerful at the moment, clearing out all that territory. The only thing is, getting right above all the Nausicaan factions here might not be the safest place, because Nausicaa do tend to raid a lot, let's be honest. So, but there is also another wandering army somewhere in here, which I saw before. Let's keep looking at Morathi, because at some point I might be able to get a confederation with her when she takes a bit of a hit. But she is very powerful at the moment, even if she's messing it up. Right. Grond is mine.
Moving back by K.
Same drill, we're going to make sure I've got both my armies in range.
Glorious carnage. Druki.
And another nice easy auto.
Waits.
I do add instability, but no, I don't need the slaves at the moment.
In Nagaroth, the weak perish.
Now that's a very good one. Obviously we do have some public order issues, so I'm going to start working on that. However, we are now in a very good position to attack from again.
Noble blood!
In fact,
Torment awaits! Create chaos! Falling back! Torment
we'll
awaits!
continue the siege here, because he will be with us next turn.
King of Nagaroth.
Now this is the one lord who's got too many points. Most lords I don't have any problem levelling up, because I've got lots and lots of spare things. I'm actually going to put one in here, because you've got loads of spare bits and pieces. How do I unlock this? Locked by skill, Tyrant. Oh, I had... Oh. I don't remember making that choice between those two, but never mind. Yeah, it's not often I get a Lord where I've got problems deciding all the things, because you've got 40 points nowadays, so it's not a huge issue, you know, generally. You can cope. Let's start moving him further forwards to give me more support.
A vile plan.
Now these just upgrade my spells, which is still quite cool, but I'm not that fussed about that. Have we actually unlocked the next level? No, we need that. Yes, so we've can actually unlock the next level of spells now, of things now. Well, that's good. We'll take that as soon as we've got our current one done anyway. Yes, see, this Chaos Corruption is slowly increasing more and more and more here. So I do want to pay attention to that long run, but pushing this one up should help with that.
The air is thick with murder.
No, I want to stay on that one for the moment. I'm actually quite happy with where I am just now.
The weak scream for mercy.
Here can take some public order buildings for the time being, but they will probably be able to be changed out later on. Ashrak can keep its wall for the moment, though.
Destruction! Carnage and bloodshed await! I shall destroy! For Nagaroth! For victory!
Oh, and we can pop a thing in here, so let's up my public order. Okay. We are actually getting a little low on slaves. I need to win a couple of nice big battles rather than taking settlements. I mean, I can get slaves when I take settlements, but you lower the general public order in the area, so I don't like doing that when I'm capturing places to keep. But my slave count is a little low at the moment, so I could actually potentially do with getting myself a few new slaves. I do want to pay attention to them. I'm going to start building this army up a little bit more, because there's a lot of high elves in this area, and they do scare me. Because Marathi is not doing her job and smashing those high elves. Now, she's penning them, but they could still potentially charge me. And I don't think Marathi would be that bothered by that, because it wouldn't be attacking her, and she's dealing with other things elsewhere. In fact, she needs to push those high elves out, because then she can come back down and focus over here. I think Lothan might have pretty much... I mean, there are still some other high elf factions, but Lothan appears to have pulled most of them under one banner. Okay, I'm going to fall back. I'm only falling back simply because I've got no need to fight a battle there. I can smash it. Okay, we've just lost one of our rituals. Which one? So we can get ourselves another Black Ark. We don't have to recruit it, it just puts one into our recruitment queue. Which means I think I have multiple Black Arks I can potentially recruit. So I'm going to get one of these, and his job is going to be to start sailing the seas looking for islands. Right. Another nice easy auto.
Victory is mine. Take anything of
This time I'm going to take the hit, just a bit of money in the... Oh! I just sacked it. Derp, 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 derp.
Go on! Torment awaits! Nagaroth nobility!
The buildings are crumbling.
Okay, we're going to go straight down the damage route, so he's really powerful in... Oh, and we've got another breath spell up here, and that's a bound ability rather than a spell. And then we're going to start pushing out his spells, so we've got most of his spells. Again, and we'll push up a bit more of this long run. So we're going to push here, then we've got 2 more places to take in here after that. Oh, they still don't want peace. I'm a bit surprised. Then we've got the Dreadwood, and then we've got this little bit on the end here. So how many places are in the Dreadwood? Oh, so literally, and there's a few little places up here, but we are pretty much done now. Let's start making friends with these guys. Oh, they've got an aversion to me, so I might end up going to war and trying to push through all of the Norscan territory up here as well, because it is friendly to me, but that then puts me right against the Empire as well. But I do have Marathia as a bastion, actually, so that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Dread Lord of the Druki. Sail, damn you!
Right, I am going to save so I can get this. I do also want this. What can I drop? That is generating 300. I'm going to drop that, and then I can get both. Because this, while I've already got my thingies, the reduced upkeep is very good. It also means I can reduce them in Blackguard far faster as well. So I can recruit them quicker. Generally just makes getting them easier, better, and cheaper, which is very beneficial, unsurprisingly, considering they're one of my best units. Okay guys, we are actually going to be ending it after this end turn, because we are at 31 minutes now, so we'll just see what Lothar is doing. You know what? I need to force a peace with these orcs and start heading back down, because they are getting scary again. Lothar are actually getting still quite powerful, and Marathi really isn't doing much to deal with them. I don't think I need all of my armies up north, so I'm actually going to start sending my secondary army down to bolster that one and building another army up again, so that I can start trying to deal with the High Elves down here. If the Orcs send big armies after Malekith at that point, I will work out how to deal with that then. Okay, however, those Orcs don't seem to have anything left at the moment. If they...
My cruelty knows no limits. Merciless host, attack!
What now? With noble purpose.
Sacrifice.
Do not cease! I command you now!
I am the Witch King.